The Boston Red Sox have taken game one of their series against the Seattle Mariners, winning the game 4-3. Got a little close at the end, got a little nerve-wracking for Red Sox fans, but Red Sox eventually pulled it out with a 4-3 win. Tanner Houck getting the save out of the bullpen. That's big news. We'll cover all that and more right here on Red Sox Recap and Bleacher Brawls. My name is Derrik, and let's get into it. So after the Red Sox finally losing a game, breaking their 7-game win streak against the Angels due to Shohei Ohtani being amazing and being ridiculously good at baseball, the Red Sox come back and they win against the Mariners to not get on a losing streak. The Red Sox and they also solidified their spot in the first wild card spot as Cleveland won tonight as well. So the Red Sox had lost, they'd be a half game behind Cleveland. So they keep that first wild card spot. And offensively, the lineup was pretty good. Would like to maybe have scored more than 4 runs though, but you take it because you got you the win. And then the Mariners, it was a somewhat similar story as well for the Mariners. They probably could have scored more than 3. There were some big moments on the mound pitching. Obviously, the Red Sox got this thing started out quickly in the first. Bogarts hit a double with 2 outs in the first inning to score Rafi Devers. And then the Red Sox started getting guys on base. Bases eventually got loaded. However, Marco Gonzalez worked his way out of it. However, he threw 44 pitches in the first inning. Yet he only gave up 1 run. He wasn't missing over the plate with anything. He was kind of just missing on the around the plate, which at the end of the day, if you're a pitcher, he did, what a pitcher has to do in that situation. He limited the damage. Would he have liked to be more efficient? Yes, but he limited the damage in the first. And then obviously you get into the third inning and JD Martinez, he comes up, hits the homer to make it 2-0. And then the Red Sox in the 5th inning start to run into a little bit of trouble. The Mariners with Jesse Winker Winker hit a homer off of Rich Hill in the 5th inning to tie it up 2-2, a 2-run homer. And then Rich Hill was done. That was his night, 4 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs. And then John Schreiber came in, gave up a hit, walked a guy. He also struggled. He had the Devers. Was it an error? I think yes. I think it was an error. I think it was actually charged an error to Devers. So basically, I'm getting loaded for the Mariners with 2 out. With 1 out. But Schreiber worked his way out of it and got out of the inning, limiting the damage. And I think that was the big thing for the pitching today, limiting the damage once again. The Mariners did it with Marco Gonzalez in the 1st inning. Schreiber does it in the 5th inning, limits the damage, keeps the game locked at 2-2. And then in the 7th inning, the kid from Seattle, the guy who's from Seattle, grew up in Seattle, Bobby Dalbec hits a home run in his hometown. His 4th of the year. Dalbec's done well in the last 4 games that he's played. So we'll see if he can keep it up. But once again, obviously that homer today was huge. That gave the Red Sox their 3rd one. That was one of his 2 hits tonight. Then continued in that 7th inning with JD Martinez. Even though he hit into a double play, Rob Refsnyder did score on that double play ball as there were no outs. So the Red Sox took a 4-2 lead at that point. Then in the bottom of the 8th, the Mariners started getting going again, and Cal Raleigh had a single which scored Abraham Toro to make it 4-3. Then in the 9th inning, the Mariners get up and they get guys 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Tanner Houck on the mound trying to close the door. But Tanner Houck works his way out of it, ends it off with a liner straight to Trevor Story. And the Red Sox win a big win for the Red Sox. Tanner Houck with his 1st save of the year. Interesting to see that they used Tanner Houck as in the 9th inning. I'm surprised they used him at all because the Red Sox don't have a pitcher slated to start on Sunday. Tomorrow will be Michael Wacha for the Red Sox. However, on Sunday, it was supposed to be Garrett Whitlock. However, Garrett Whitlock has now reached the injured list with a hip injury. So the Red Sox don't have anyone available to pitch. They brought up Phillips Valdez, who isn't a starter. So we'll see how it all plays out. Will they call someone up from AAA? Will they go to a bullpen game? It'll all depend. The one plus to doing a bullpen game in this sense is that they have an off day on Monday. So whoever they use on Sunday, they don't have to worry about using them back-to-back days because on Monday there's an off day. So the Red Sox do have that in their favor if they choose to go with the bullpen game. They don't have to worry about burning anyone for Monday because they don't play on Monday. Then they get Oakland on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but they don't play on Monday. So the Red Sox don't have to worry about that. Now, when you look at the Mariners tonight and the Red Sox, well, actually, I'll include the Red Sox in this, actually. The Red Sox with runners in scoring position went 0 for 5. The Mariners went 3 for 14. The Red Sox left 8 guys on base. Yes, that's 8 guys on base. The Mariners left 12 guys on base. So in total, the teams combined left 20 guys on base. And overall, with runners in scoring position, they went 3 for 19. There were so many. This is the game of missed opportunities. And when the Mariners are going to look back at it, they're going to be, what if we would have just maybe scored an extra run here, an extra run there? And when the Red Sox look back, and they're going to look back at that first things like, geez, how do we not jump out to, at least a 2 or 3-0 lead instead of it sticking at a 1-0 lead? Marco Gonzalez did do a good job. He did give up 6 walks. That was the only walks the Mariners pitching staff did give up tonight, but he gave up 6 walks. I think that's a little bit less to the Red Sox hitters, more to Marco Gonzalez walking 6 guys. Also, too, that he got tagged for 2 runs. One was in that first inning, and another one was JD Martinez, who it was his first homer since May 17th. And the Red Sox were starting to call, everyone was calling him Ichiro because all he was doing was hitting singles and doubles, no homers. But he got one in Seattle where Ichiro played and off of Marco Gonzalez, and hopefully that can start to bring the power for him because, yes, hitting for the average is nice for him, but we'd like to also have him add some of that power that he's had in recent years, obviously. And then also, too, if he can start hitting better with runners in scoring position, because he struggled with runners in scoring position this year. The Mariners bullpen, with the exception of Munoz, with the exception of Andres Munoz, with the exception of Andres Munoz, the Mariners bullpen was very good. They didn't give up anything besides him. They didn't give up they didn't give up a base runner, but the Mariners bullpen did not give up a base runner with the exception of Andres Munoz. And he's the one who gave up 2 runs in that 7th inning to the Red Sox. Now, the Red Sox side of things, Rich Hill, it was a good start. It wasn't great, but you live with it from Rich Hill. Schreiber, great job getting out of it. Diekman put in a good inning. He only walked 1 guy, but he worked around it. Hanso Robles looked good tonight. Matt Strom, he did give up a run, gave up 3 hits. Not his sharpest, so hopefully he can bounce back. And then Tanner Houck did have a little bit of trouble, did run into a little bit of trouble in that 9th inning, but he worked out of it and got himself a save. I think that's his 2nd save of his career. It's definitely his first this season. So big for Tanner Houck. I wonder if they're going to actually start using him in the back end as a 1-inning guy more consistently. Whether that's the 8th or 9th inning, I don't know. It doesn't really matter where, in a sense. Just are they going to be using him as a 1-inning guy, or are they going to just use him 1 inning every now and then? I'd hope it's more often, personally, but we'll see how it plays out. The other big breaking news kind of before tonight's game, because the Red Sox didn't put out a lineup until 9:30, and this game started at 10:10, was that Rob Refsnyder was getting called up and hitting leadoff, but that was it. We didn't hear anything else. There's no lineups, nothing. And that's because Jonathan Arauz has been designated for assignment, which seems to make sense. Now, the only question is, what does that leave you? Because when you look at the Red Sox 40-man roster now, and you take a look at this 40-man roster, and you go to the position players, the non-catchers, the guys who aren't on the big league roster right now that are on the 40-man, there's only 3 guys. One of them's Kike, who's injured, so Refsnyder, when Kike comes back, Refsnyder will be sent down. So when everyone's healthy, your 3 guys that are on your 40-man that aren't going to be on the big league team are Rob Refsnyder, Jarren Duran, and Jeter Downs. That's 3 guys, and only one of them is an infielder, and the one who's an infielder probably isn't ready to be called up. So we'll see what that means. Obviously, Kike can play infield in a pinch, obviously, and Arroyo's been a backup infielder this year. And Franchi's played some first base. Obviously, that all helps. And even Vasquez played first the other night. But still, where are we going with that? What happens if the Red Sox need an infield? Obviously, Kike could play the infield and Duran could play center. It just makes me wonder, okay, what are your infield options if someone gets injured, especially now with Kike currently being injured? If, Story, Devers, or Bogarts goes down, you got Arroyo, and that's it. Who else is playing infield? You're either going to have to call up Jeter Downs, or you're going to have to figure something out, because if that was being DFA'd, they're not just going to bring him right back up. So they would have to figure something out. I know Ryan Fitzgerald is an option, actually, but he's not on the 40-man. So then you'd have to do some more 40-man shuffle, and kind of, obviously, someone goes on the injured list, you could call him up and down to the 40-man. But then that kind of creates another question mark when the injured play comes back and you have that extra guy on the 40-man that you have to take off. So that's just something to keep an eye out for if any injuries do happen. What are the kind of options that the Red Sox do have? Obviously, Cassis eventually, but you're looking at first base for him. You're not looking at like second, short, or even third, unless it's in a pinch. You're not looking at it. So that's the thing. I think that should be, that's the thing. That's the big question. That's really the big question mark for the Red Sox. The standout performers for tonight, I am going to go over a couple of standout performers that I saw before we wrap this up. Jesse Winker, obviously the 2-run homer, that was big for him. Then for the Mariners, I'm picking him. For the Red Sox, I'm going to pick Bobby Dahlbeck. And the hometown kid comes out, hits a homer in his hometown, put up 2 hits in his 4 at-bats. I mean, you'll take that from Bobby Dahlbeck any day of the week. So he's going to be my Red Sox standout performer. Then the one guy the Red Sox are going to have to watch out for this series, Julio Rodriguez. I'm super high on him. He didn't have any hits during his 5 at-bats. He did strike out twice. But he's the guy who, I think he's already got like 17 or 18 stolen bases this year. And he has 7 home runs this year, 17 stolen bases. He's hitting 264, 741 OPS. I don't know what that is OPS plus wise, but I think that's probably around league average. So Julio Rodriguez is the guy you have to watch out for. You really have to watch out for him. And for the Red Sox, if you're the Mariners and you're looking at the Red Sox, and there's one guy that you need to look out for, it's Rafi Devers. I mean, he didn't have the most amazing night tonight, obviously. Rafi Devers tonight went 1 for 4. He did draw a walk, but he did strike out twice as well. So it's just you got to look at that and go, you know what? For Rafi, it's like for tonight, it's like, you know what, you had a bad game, but just bounce back, get to it, and figure out what you need to do to have a big series. Because let's be honest, the Red Sox offense is really one of the big guys they rely on is Devers. And the Mariners will have Robbie Ray in the last game of the series. That's another lefty that Rafi will have to face. Looking at Julio Rodriguez, OPS plus this year is 123. So it's well above average, actually. And that kind of shows you where the league is, because the league average OPS is down a lot this year. And normally you look at 741 and go, that's not that good. But this year, I mean, that's pretty good this year. So you have to kind of look at stuff differently this year, just in total. And even when you look at the standings, I'm looking in total for the Mariners, this game puts them further away from the Red Sox for that third wild card spot. The Mariners are now 4.5 games back of the Red Sox. They're half a game behind Texas and a game behind the Angels, who are both in their division. They're still also behind the White Sox in Cleveland. And for the Red Sox, you just stay ahead of Cleveland for now, get to that home series against Oakland, where hopefully you can beat up on Oakland again. And then for the Red Sox, bare minimum, win this series. Win one of the next 2, and you're happy. Sweep this series, and you're extremely happy. So that's the thing for the Red Sox. Bare minimum, win this series, and hopefully you can get a series sweep and move on to that Oakland series at home after an off day and continue rolling for the rest of the month, hopefully. But I think that's going to wrap up this Red Sox recap here on Bleacher Brawls. Make sure to check out everything in the description, the podcast, the Twitter, the website, the Instagram, all the crews' Twitters are also down there. Make sure to check out all our previous Red Sox game recaps, all our previous prospect pipeline videos, and all the other videos we've done as well. we'll see. We will have a video coming out on Gabriel Moreno once he does get called up by the Blue Jays. Once he officially gets called up, we should have a video coming out on him. And then on Monday, we will have a video covering the Tampa Bay Rays ace Shane McClanahan. So make sure to keep your eyes open for that on Monday. And obviously, these Red Sox recaps will continue coming through at 7 in the morning, the day after every single Red Sox game. But that's it. This is Red Sox Recap on Bleacher Brawls. My name is Derrik. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.